spacecraft.
Stage one, next technical footage.
Ready, guys.
15 seconds.
You
Evan,
watch
just
the
watch it
TV.
live.
And here comes the countdown now.
Evan,
9,
watch.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX, Godspeed, Spot and Dog.
Phenomenal.
Look at their speed. You see it over there, bud?
Yeah.
Tell me how fast they're going. Oh.
You're going fast.
Yeah, they are.
That must be scary in there.
Or exciting.
What is this camera? How's it showing it?
I'm not sure. Maybe it's like a drone or something.
And one D
I
call
don't
down.
think a drone could go that high.
Throttle down, Paul. That's because they are getting ready to.
So I think it might be a helicopter with people.
Well, they get so high they
Take the
can't go
power
that
down just slightly.
So drone. A drone that can go anywhere it wants.
There is the 1,000
Satellites.
per hour. That's 621 miles.
Julie, close that door.
So the vehicle supersonic.
And one D throttle up.
Oh
Nope,
my,
that didn't work. Okay, it's this door.
Throttling up. There's max Q. The max aerodynamic
There,
pressure.
no, you're good.
The most mechanical stress on the rocket.
Shh, shh, shh. Listen,
Yeah.
listen.
See the orange glow, and I tell you what, it took 5 seconds for the vibration and sound from that liftoff to affect this air.
Look at that rocket, dude.
Still see it just screaming almost straight up, even though they're pointing a little bit downrange now.
Started that back engine chill. Approaching rapidly 3,000 kilometers per hour. That is 1,864 miles per hour. Chris,
Wow.
when you see that plume coming out of the back expanding, that's because
3,000 miles per hour.
there's not as much atmosphere.
It's, I think you said 1,800 miles per hour.
That's why it expands out like that. And we are getting that first stage engine
Jeez.
required for about another 20 seconds.
Julie,
30 seconds.
come back over here.
And Christian, that is
Wow.
really a step that we want to pay attention
There.
to. That
Stand right
separation
there.
at the first stage that will then return back to Earth.
Stop.
And we're going to get very busy here in about 5 seconds. You're going to see MECO, the main engine cut off, and then you're going to see the separation. And we're standing by for that.
Wow.
MECO.
Are they in space?
They're getting there.
Almost. There's a separation.
So the main
Yeah, that happened from there.
shut down, and you see separation there too. That is
back
the first
ignition.
stage falling
No,
off.
it's by design.
Now the second stage is going to fire.
Leaving stage 2. We're now approaching 7,000 kilometers per hour.
Look at that.
4,049.
Now they're in space. Wow.
Now the thing to watch now, Chris, is that first stage. It's going to be
nominal.
My arms are getting tired.
That means
Pretty
that's
cool,
good
huh?
news. That's the rocket that's still on the Dragon. It's
Here.
doing its job, moving these guys
Take this.
into an orbit that's about 200
What is
kilometers below the
it?
space
What is it called?
station.
Spaceships
If you can actually
change.
see that second photo, it's great to see.
Have they
inside.
changed? Probably
There's a
throughout the
full
years.
screen of the two
Where?
astronauts.
From when they originally went into space to
Dragon
now.
and the Falcon are basically, actually, it's the
Would they
second
look
stage
like
now,
that
are
or were
on.
they?
They still look like
Smaller?
spaceships.
Chris,
Really
we really want to
chunkier.
pay attention to that first stage. As Davenport says, it's a secondary mission, but it sure is cool to watch it land on that ship out in the Atlantic.
Quickly approaching 8,000 kilometers per hour, which is nearly 5,000 miles per hour. They are really moving. And Bob and Doug
They
appearing
said it'd take them, what,
very,
8 minutes?
Very cool, calm and collected in the Dragon capsule. Amazing
You
to
said
get that
eight-
live shot.
5,000
what
miles?
they're
Is that what I
experiencing.
said?
I want to bring in Mike Massimino. Mike, take us through what Bob and Doug are going through.
Stage 2 propulsion is still nominal.
They are so well trained for this.
Wow, it's going too
They've
fast. I
had
can't even
countless
keep up.
simulations, played every emergency
8,645.
possible. They're just looking and looking and hoping and praying that everything's going well. It looks like it is. I know that first stage, we're gonna be excited to see that, but the world that Bob. and
Evan,
Doug are
please don't
looking
hang on
at
that.
is Making sure that engine is continuing to burn, that they're still on the right trajectory. All the systems are looking good, and it looks like they are. As we see them just watching, that's probably a good sign. That means all the automatic sequences are working well.
Good.
We don't hear too much chatter coming from the
Dragon
control center
SpaceX,
from MCC. That's a good thing too.
Almost to 10,000.
And then when you hear that word nominal,
Go ahead, Mike, I'm sorry.
when you hear that word nominal coming, no, it's fine. When you hear that word nominal, that's always good. That's the NASA jargon for everything is A-OK. We're looking good, just like we expect. So we want to keep hearing that for a few more minutes and get those engines cut and get them in space safely.
And there's that 10,000 kilometers per hour threshold, which is just over 6,200 miles per hour. And the picture on the right, I have to keep reminding myself that that's a live shot. It looks like the greatest science fiction movie ever produced. It's just so fantastic that the launch was a go today and has been a success so far. Really, really amazing stuff. David Curley, what's the feeling like on the ground? Are you seeing the first stage rocket at all coming back?
The speed?
Not yet. You can see it. It's got about another 3 minutes until it'll do its entry burn, and there are 9 Merlin rocket engines on them.
Nominal trajectory.
They say everything is normal with their trajectory, meaning they're heading onto the right path to try and get on the effort to catch up to the space station. So you're seeing in the first stage, you can see those grid fins that you mentioned, Chris Jacobs, that will help guide it. But at 8:45, so plus 8:45, coming up in about 2 minutes, you'll see 3 of those 9 engines fire to slow it down. The first stage doesn't have any of that protection when it comes back into the atmosphere. So the way they overcome that is by firing the engines and slowing it down enough that when it re-enters the atmosphere, it won't burn up. And it'll be a 34-second burn of that entry stage of those 3 engines to bring us in. And seeing some of these pictures of Doug and Bob in the capsule is just remarkable. We haven't seen a lot of American
Stage 2
astronauts
propulsion
live.
is still good.
And just to clarify, that picture on the left is the stage 2 rocket propelling the Crew Dragon capsule. The picture on the right is actually the stage 1 Falcon 9 rocket returning to Earth. So those are actually moving in opposite directions as we pass the 15,000 kilometers per hour mark, which is approaching 9,400 miles per hour.
You know, Chris, SpaceX would love to get
What do you say, at
this,
8:45, they're gonna
and as we mentioned
fire a
earlier,
couple of
they have a
rockets
lot when
to
they
slow it down?
get these rockets back and
So
take a look at them, but it is.
They're just going out and coming
that's-
back?
The picture on your left, the second stage is Massimino
Or are they
said,
landing on a
that's what you
space
want to
station?
burn. You
Yeah.
want that burn to go exactly as it should on the right trajectory. This was an instantaneous launch. They had to go at the right time. There's your start of your entry burn on the right. You're seeing it. It's a little bit early, but they're coming.
Falcon 9 rocket is
So this
coming
is
in
the
hot,
burn.
literally.
Yeah, this slows it down. This will go on for about 35 seconds, as I mentioned, just to slow it down. And if you watch those grid fins, you can start to see them kind of move. And that's what keeps this, as we heard earlier in one of the pieces, you know, landing a pencil, that's what keeps it north and south or up and down as it's coming down back into
There they
land.
And
And
just
it's
like
when
you said, that road
Space.
saw those land start to
Mhm.
move.
One's going back down.
Nearly
So that
22,000
burn is over.
kilometers
The
per
next
hour.
thing we're going to see,
Terminal guidance.
we will see that at 9:27
Back to all
plus. Everything's good, they say. Those are the reports from Mission Control. So coming up in about a minute, we'll see the final burn. And as Davenport has told us before, you don't always get to see the landing because you know, you got a camera that's getting shaken, and you know, this is a rocket actually that's coming back. Or you lost the picture. That's kind of what.
Oh no, I
happens.
thought it came back.
And there's the 25,000 kilometers per hour, which is 15,534 miles per hour. So again,
Jesus Christ.
continue to accelerate as they make their way to
And
orbit.
back Darlinstead. And back shut down.
There's the second stage engine cutoff right there. And that will be
That's
jettisoned
good news,
soon as
Chris.
well.
That means that they've got their. There they go.
Launch escape system is disarmed.
That's great news. And that's even better news. So they're in the orbit they're supposed to be in. They have just de-armed the escape system. They are where they're supposed to be at the right time. And in a couple of minutes, we'll see separation of the Dragon and loss of that second stage. That's really good news. And Chris, you asked a little bit about the atmosphere down here. There were some people here, even though they didn't open the gates, who were applauding as that Falcon 9 took off and really rattled our chests.
And it looks like Falcon 9 has returned successfully to that drone trip. Chip, just amazing technology.
That's what followed it.
Quickly,
Mhm.
under 10 minutes, the Falcon 9 rocket has propelled
Evan, that's what followed it.
Bob into orbit and has returned safely to its drone trip. I mean, hats off to SpaceX for developing that technology. Truly incredible.
That's pretty damn awesome.
Now, Mike Massimino, if you'd like to weigh in at this stage, Mike Massimino, Bob and Doug now, you can see they're experiencing weightlessness. They're breaking out their
See 'em,
mementos that
Evan?
they brought from home. What are they experiencing right now?
They hit a dinosaur.
Utter joy is what it is, and I'm very happy for him. This is great coverage. Those cameras we had, that's another advancement. We didn't have those cameras in the shuttle program. We had it's called a lipstick camera. One camera we mount on the back of one of the.
They're
fighters.
experiencing
That's what we
weightlessness
had.
right now?
We got them all over the vehicle, inside the cabin, outside, on the rocket.
They're
This is a
buckled in,
wonderful
obviously,
story.
but
Right.
look at his arms
But they are
floating.
feeling utter joy. They are euphoric. They are sublime. They are really happy that they got through that launch system, through that launch sequence.
Now
They're
they'll just
really happy
float
to be,
around in there.
in orbit and to bring the United States back. Both of these guys are
They go farther in
from the Air
space.
Force.
Will
Doug
they
and Marine.
float
They
around
are
even
so
more?
happy to have done this
They're
with
just,
American
yep,
soil
they're
again.
experiencing
It's a
weightlessness right
great
now, so
day,
they,
not just for the United States, but for the whole world, to have the capability to launch from the U.S. again with people inside. And they are just so proud and so grateful that so many people made this possible for them to be a part of it. So they're happy that they're there, and they're proud of being on the team, and they're very, very grateful for what we've done today. And all of us can be proud of what we've accomplished.
Mike, just 11 and a half minutes into their 19-hour journey, so a lot longer to go before they reach the ISS. What do they do now for the next 18 hours and 50 minutes?
Yeah, they get ready, they have to transfer to an orbital stage. We used to call it post-insertion. I'm sure they still call it the same thing. There's usually no rest for the weary. There's plenty of things to do. They're gonna have to set up their cockpit so they can get ready to do their rendezvous. They're probably gonna get some rest coming up here, I would think, before they do rendezvous and the final rendezvous and docking. They'll probably maybe get some
Should I stop?
That's the other thing. It's been a while since either of these guys have been in space.
Well, wait till they.
Almost 9 years,
Wait till they.
and Bob maybe just a little bit longer than that when I was a Capcom for his last flight. So they've got to get their space legs back, and sometimes you don't feel as well as you'd like when you first on the track because your body's getting used to it. Your vestibular system is not working any longer. But I think these guys will probably be just fine. So hopefully they're feeling well. They'll get what they can done. Continue with the checklist. Get right into it right away. And there's really probably not much rest. It's anything like it was with the shuttle. I'm sure it is. They still have to go right into the orbital phase as soon as they can.
Now, Mike, we just heard from Launch Control that they confirmed Dragon separation, meaning that stage 2 has now been jettisoned from the capsule. So these guys are truly autonomous now in the capsule. It's a self-propelling capsule, self-driving capsule, but these guys can also control it. They're going to be doing that along the way to the International Space Station, correct?
Out of you guys and the rest of the
Yeah,
team,
especially for this flight.
thank you
This
so
is a
much
test
for what
flight.
you've done for us
So
today,
they're
putting
gonna
America back into low Earth orbit from the Florida coast.
Vehicle.
Good luck. Godspeed.
We just heard Doug and Bob communicating with Launch Control, giving them their thanks. Launch Control, of course, responded.
Dragon SpaceX, we confirm nominal Eclipse activation and service section Draco checkout. Nose cone deploys in progress.
They mentioned that the
Chris, I can tell you
nose
about
cone
that.
deployed there is in progress. The nose cone will actually open up, and that will help them with navigation on their way to the ISS. I'd like to bring in Adam Savage. I know he is chomping at the bit to get in on this. He is our resident space nut on our team. Adam, please weigh in with your thoughts. I know you've got to be excited about this.
This is such an amazing thing to witness. I mean, the engineering achievement, the collaboration between SpaceX and NASA, Bob and Doug. I mean, the euphoria they're feeling and that Mission Control is feeling, it's rubbing off because I'm feeling it too. It is incredible. Every single nut and bolt on that spacecraft and these rockets was sweated over by a human being, making sure that it was
You're probably
right
good,
and
bud. We're
correct.
recording.
And the fact